Hi guys, it's Tamara. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. Welcome back. Today we're going to talk about ways to get out of intergenerational trauma. I'm going to post a video right up here for you further along in the video where I talked about intergenerational trauma and some of the signs that you're actually struggling and grappling with it. But in this video, I want to talk about ways that you can kind of break free from intergenerational trauma. And I want to give you some tips that you might be able to use that are practical. So thank you so much once again for coming back to my channel. For those who are subscribed and for those who are not, I encourage you to hit the subscribe button and stick around with us on this counseling growth channel where we talk about all things mental health, but it always has a foundation of trauma-informed care. The benefits for you today is that you will get at least 6 different ways to consider getting out of the trauma mindset that you may be in. I firmly believe that when someone has experienced trauma, it's going to be with them for the rest of their lives. Their mindset changes, the physiological parts of their body changes, the neurological pieces of them changes, everything changes. And so it's important to adjust your mindset. So we're going to just jump in right now. All right. So let's start with the first thing. The first thing that I think that you should do to get out of the mindset of a family curse or intergenerational trauma is to work hard on yourself. And what I mean by that is go to therapy, eat right, get sleep, exercise, right? Go to physical therapy, get aromatherapy, do things like, what's the thing called? Vitamin therapy. That's what I'm trying to think of. Vitamin therapy, right? Where you're taking supplements to supplement your diet or some of the things that you eat, right? Get rid of the fatty acids that you have in your diet, right? Start taking multivitamins daily and vitamin B12 and right. So start implementing protein powders and things into your diet because, if I'm honest with you, I don't think that you can just attend therapy without having something else attached to it. I don't think therapy is sufficient in and of itself. I think therapy needs vitamin therapy. I think therapy needs medication management sometimes. I think therapy needs spiritual engagement in other areas, right? So therapy typically for me is not just one thing when I work with my clients. It's in addition to something else, all right? So that's the first thing, okay? The next one is commit yourself to your life, commit yourself to your goal, right? I like to call this marrying yourself, right? You're actually making a long-term, firm commitment for yourself. You are saying that I want to make the commitment to change, to better myself, to get healthy, to do what I need to do, right? I want to commit to getting out of this family curse mindset, and I want to start moving forward in a positive way. Okay. The next thing is educate yourself like you're doing right now by watching this video. Educate yourself, right? Read articles about intergenerational trauma, read articles about complex trauma or PTSD, depression, dysfunctional families, right? Educate yourself to what may be going on with you and maybe what has happened to you in your past. The more you educate yourself, the more likely you're going to be able to conceptualize things and process things at a different level. And that's exactly what you want, right? You want to be able to process things. You want to be able to process what's going on with you. And until you do that, you're going to remain kind of stuck, okay? The next thing is get around those doing better than you. My mom used to say this all the time, that your environment is powerful. And I strongly believe that when you're around the wrong people, you're likely to suffer as well. Get around people who are doing better than you or doing 10 times better than you, because they're going to pull you along. They're going to open your mind to the world, right? They're going to push you to do things that maybe people who are where you're at or beneath where you're at won't be able to do. You know what I mean? So you want to always be advancing and bettering yourself, okay? And the last thing, or actually I'm going to give you 2 last things, right? The next thing is utilize boundaries. And what I mean by that is know when to say no, right? Know when not to give in to manipulation. Know when to manage your space appropriately. You need a timeout, especially if you're an introvert or you're struggling with depression, anxiety, you need a timeout, right? So put up boundaries. And the last tip that I want to get you is reinvent your current lifestyle. And what I mean by that is maybe you've been living a certain way and you've been on the same track for so many years. Turn off, do a detour, right? Do something different. Go traveling, right? Go buy yourself some things to change the way your house looks. Start saving money. Go buy you stuff, right? To change how your house is looking. Put some money away every month, even if it's $20 every pay, right? Save some money, make an investment into your future, right? Buy you a family home that you can keep in the family, buy a car, go, get a higher education. Maybe you want to get your master's degree or your PhD or something. Maybe you want to start attending more conferences. Maybe you want to start seeing your therapist more. Reinvent your current lifestyle. All of these things are important when it comes to your mindset. I think I may have mentioned this before, and I'm going to post a little bit of a graph over here for you. Your thoughts connect to your feelings, and your feelings connect to your behavior. So when you kind of maneuver your thoughts, you can kind of control your feelings, and once your feelings are controlled, your behavior is likely to follow. So the more you change the way you perceive and think about things, the easier that it's going to be for you to move forward. I'm going to mention 3 things that I think we do as humans when we are dealing with trauma, when we're dealing with depression, when we're dealing with anxiety. The first thing that we do is we engage in what's called polarized thinking. Polarized thinking. Polarized thinking is when we look at things in black and white terms, we never consider the gray. We always consider yes or no, or I have to be this or I'm not going to be that, right? There's never any gray in between. The next thing that we do is emotional reasoning. We don't reason based on objective facts or thinking or logic or rationalization. We reason using our emotions. We reason using our emotions, right? So emotional reasoning. And the final thing that we do is what's called fortune telling. And that means that we kind of foresee ahead of time that things are going to be bad. And so because of our skewed perception, we kind of drop out of life, right? We go the opposite direction because we are foreseeing and foretelling a future that we believe is true, even if it's incorrect. So I want you to keep these 3 things in mind and practice this week identifying when you do those 3 things: polarized thinking, emotional reasoning, and fortune telling. Thank you so much for being with me in today's video, guys. I encourage you to give it a thumbs up if it was helpful to you, and go ahead and hit that subscribe button and stick around if you want to. If this video was helpful, let me know in the comment section below, and I will see you guys really soon. Bye-bye.